Brienne of Tarth is my absolute favorite character so far in Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, and not just because I look like her actress. Kind of. Brienne is described by the author as a freak of nature, surpassing many men in height, strength, weight, and stamina at the age of 18. She is described in the book as broad of hip and thick of limb, with broad shoulders and thick arms, a thick waist, and a thick white column of a neck. That's a lot of thick. She made a fool out of Sir Loras in a duel. Sir Loras, who bested Gregor Clegane the Mountain, and she literally threw a cow-sized boulder off of a cliff onto an enemy boat. Needless to say, Brienne is a S-tier muscle mommy. As someone who achieved outlifting a good few men at my powerlifting gym and naturally obtained a thicker and more masculine physique, I feel represented by Brienne's character. Personality-wise, Brienne is loyal, stubborn, introspective, and fierce, but she secretly has an emotional side after years of being bullied for her appearance. Just like me. I've been bullied my whole life, being told that I'm ugly and that I have linebacker shoulders. But that's okay, because thanks to influences like Brienne, I feel much more secure in both my masculine and feminine features. I stopped caring so much about looking good and started focusing more on power and functional strength. Brienne is shown to be a talented fighter, strong enough to throw a boulder, and an excellent swimmer. So to be just like Brienne, we want to build power, learn applicable skills, increase functional strength, and lengthen stamina. Ideally, we want to be doing some kind of endurance training, and no, that won't kill your gains if you do it properly. You can also combine that training with applicable skill work. Any martial art or combat sport counts as endurance training, and so does swimming. I'd also throw in some low-impact, long-distance running as well, but obviously don't do all of it every day. Break it up into a split over your week. For a beginner, I would recommend going for a long-distance run on Monday, doing a shadow boxing or heavy bag workout on Wednesday, and if you have access to a pool, dedicate half an hour on Fridays to learning how to swim if you don't know how to already, and if you do, swim some freestyle laps. If you don't have access to a pool just yet, you can stick with another long-distance run for now. Just like Brienne, dedicate your time to becoming a good runner, fighter, and swimmer to be as well-rounded as a knight. Now we get to the fun part, strength and functional training. Everybody's body is different, and everyone has their own strength training preferences. But I achieved a Brienne of Tarth-esque physique by doing a mix of bodyweight training with pull-ups, sit-ups, dips, and sissy squats until failure, functional training with sled work and rope pulls with heavy weight, hypertrophy training with high reps of cable flies, rows, lateral raises, bicep curls, tricep pushdowns, and machine leg curls and extensions, and finally, powerlifting by following a progressive plan of variations of heavy barbell squats, deadlifts, and bench press. When it comes to programming this type of stuff, I would recommend for a beginner to do a full body workout of the 4 different types about once every 2 weeks, allotting for a 2-day rest period for each muscle group, adding up to about 4 total workouts a week with a few rest days in between. For example, a full 2-week training block for a beginner with endurance and strength training combined could look like this. Monday 1, long distance run and full body calisthenics training. Tuesday 1, rest. Wednesday 1, shadow boxing or heavy bag work. Thursday 1, full body functional training. Friday 1, long distance run or swimming. Saturday 1, rest. Sunday 1, full body hypertrophy weight training. Monday 2, long distance run. Tuesday 2, rest. Wednesday 2, shadow boxing or heavy bag work and powerlifting. Thursday 2, rest. Friday 2, long distance run or swimming. Saturday 2, full body hypertrophy training, and Sunday 2, rest. Notice that the hypertrophy training is the only thing you do twice. That's because hypertrophy training is very important to packing on muscle as a beginner. For beginners, I would recommend sticking to mostly compound exercises with some isolation movements like all of the ones listed on the screen here. The key is taking it slow, not overdoing it, and using progressive overload, which means forcing your muscles to grow by adding a bit more weight or doing 1 or 2 more reps than last time every time you do that workout. When it comes to achieving a Brienne of Tarth physique, it actually comes down to not focusing much on the physique part, but more on the strength and endurance levels of your body. That's what I love about Brienne of Tarth. She cares more about how she performs on the battlefield rather than looking good while doing it. So the Brienne of Tarth workout isn't about aesthetics, it's about function. That being said, if you want to gain some muscle and strength, you need to start packing in those calories, carbs, and especially protein. Ideally, you want to be in a surplus of around 300 calories, which you can figure out with a handy-dandy online calorie calculator, and you want to be eating at least 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and lots of complex carbohydrates like whole grains, rice, starchy vegetables, and certain types of fruit. If you appreciate Brienne of Tarth's character, and her good looks, as much as I do, then you'll love this training method and what it does for your body and your confidence. This is how I've been training for over 6 years, and I absolutely love it. I guess you could say I accidentally became a lot like Brienne without even realizing it. Huh.